Want to say hi?
Oh no, come on.
Ah, it's too bad. It's Andy.
Hello.
Can I show what you did? Kan jag visa fram progressen din? Yeah, we show the work. Okay, here's the real test. I taught embroidery this week, so we have to show what you did. Look, look. Anka's is the earnest dragon. I like it. She's got hers with the light on the inside and the dark on the outside. So you've been doing split stitch here, sorry, and stem stitch here. But if you can see,
I can take off the ring.
yeah, we can do that. Have to show because I don't usually have the patience for split stitch, so I've been doing chain stitch. So this is chain stitch, but she's doing split stitch, which is more correct. They like it. This is quite cool. Okay, and what are you doing?
Ja, du ser på det.
You have yours too. I just realized yours are mirrored. Are they? Yeah, they are. One is going one way, one's going the other way.
Oh.
I didn't even notice that. You guys are mirrored. You can be bookends. You can. I have to show yours off too. See, and you're also doing split stitch too. You guys are crazy. So all three of you. Oh, and you found water. That's okay. You found it just in time. I'll wave to you. Okay, I'll go find a place to sit where I don't bug. Good job, guys. Let's see. Turn that way. Happy Friday. No, Saturday. It's Saturday today, all day today. What have you been doing? We had our 17th of May, so you saw in the picture in the beginning there. The Norwegian flags in the window of one of the houses. We don't usually have those in the houses, so it was only the one day. And we're having beautiful weather, and the waterfalls are back. So I'll let you take in the view before you get Karl down here. I have managed to really torque my tendonitis, so I have to keep my needle binding to a minimum today. It's Sunday, says the Australian. I see what you did there. But you can see this waterfall over here is flowing. This is the one that we call the rainbow waterfall because at some point of the day it will cast a rainbow. It's actually a nice avalanche that goes right underneath that, which is why there's a tunnel going under there now so that you can go around. This is an avalanche right there too, which reoccurs. No, sorry, I got that mixed up. There's the avalanche that's been going too. So there's a tunnel that starts here now and goes underneath all of that. Max says, I apologize for being unable to attend the live last week. I was at my sister's wedding in Hocking Hills. Oh, that's it, everybody. That one, we're going to have to kill Max. It's just the way it goes. No, it's quite okay. Pruda's not making it tonight because she's gaming. So if somebody's got something every time anyway. This one still is avalanching a little bit. With the snow, you can see the snow is still coming down, but that's water coming out of it now. But look at the birch leaves. So now if you're a plant dyer, when the birch leaves look like that, it's the perfect time to get like traffic light yellow. If you use a copper pot or stainless steel in the modern age. But those are very tiny birch leaves. They're probably much further developed in Denmark, for example. But for Norway, that's the perfect time to get the bright color yellow. There's another little waterfall hiding back there too. Ta-da! Two of them actually. And these, well, we have to look at the village this way too. We gotta look at everything. I think we finally got rid of the last tourists for the day. We've had filming today too. Some more international filming, so kind of keep your ears and eyes peeled. Because we can't tell you who they are, but we can tell you can find us. I might have thrown Karl under the bus a little bit today too. I told him his job was to keep me satisfied with the bling, and my job was to keep him warm. So this waterfall has been going, that long one there. That one might dry up at some point though. It's just because the snow is leaking at the top. You can see the two little teeny tiny ones up there that feed it. And obviously the big Shellfossen, the big one on the left there. Hey, Nella! In 1 week, Karl and I go see Nella. Because of the Needlebinding Festival, the Nalbinding Festival in Odense, Denmark. We're really looking forward to that. I just packed a bunch of books to take with. If you are going to that festival, then you'll want to find me quite quickly or let me know if you need Mervi Passanen's book with one needle in English. I only have 7 that I can bring because we are down to 12 in the store. I have to leave 5 for the store here. So hopefully we have more on the way. I'm also bringing 10 of the French ones. No, 20 of the French. No, 10 of the French ones and 10, which is French and German, and 10 of the Swedish and English ones. But I have 30 in Norwegian I can bring with because we have a lot of the ones in Norwegian, and the ones in Norwegian may not help most people speaking English, but the Danish can read Norwegian. So we have. So I'll show you a stitch today, and then we'll find out what we're feeding Karl. And some other stuff I did today. Okay. First I'll catch up, see how you guys are doing. You guys can have more of this wonderful scenery. Let's see. Hey Heidi. Oh, yeah. The wonderful scenery of the unfinished roof at the kayak center. There we go. Let's see. Heidi joined us on the 17th of May when we had a parade. I posted a video, a real quick live on, or it wasn't a quick live, but hastily done live on Viking Valley Facebook page where you can see it. I think it's a snooze fest after 10 minutes because I'm basically trying to keep up to the parade and I'm out of breath the whole time. But at the very beginning, you catch the almost all of the Norwegian national anthem, and then we have the parade that starts up at around after 4 minutes. After 10 minutes, I'm just basically out of breath trying to catch up with them as we run around through the little village of Gudvangen. And so for you Norwegians, how did you celebrate your 17th of May? And for you non-Norwegians, did you catch any 17th of May celebrations where you live? For example, I come from Duluth, Minnesota, but in St. Paul, there's always a parade for the 17th of May for the Sons of Norway. So Raymond made it again first. Oh my gosh, Torben, you're losing it. And Audra's here. Audra knows what's in my hand then as far as for something for Karl. Ashley is here. Everybody's having beautiful weather. So is Raymond. Almost midnight where he's at. Well, now it's Sunday. 23 in Lithuania. I keep saying Latvia and Lithuania to Audra. It is Lithuania. The beer that Karl absolutely loved to death was Lithuania. And let's see if I can see it. Was it Bierzijny or Bierzijny? We have to see. Karl totally messed it up. We're learning how to pronounce it though. Anna Taylor's here from Arizona. Oh my God, she's cooking. Finished a Sunrise Series 5K race this morning and can attend Viking Nalbinding live today and tonight. Yay! Let's see. I will see Ringo at his All-Star Band live in concert. Ah, cool. And he's still around. Torben was 5th. Okay, cat's out of the bag. Raymond found one. I'll have to tell you that one when Karl gets on here. So that's out. Okay. So if you read Raymond's comment, okay, I didn't know if that could say. Anyway, the sneak peek for Conan O'Brien's show with a couple of familiar faces. Yes, we'll go into that. I didn't know that was released yet. That was a confidential thing. That's not the filming that was here today, though, by the way. Hardanger trees, apple trees are in bloom in Hardanger, says Torben. Yay, we're expecting you to share because you probably don't have very many of those. He's got lots. Arlene is here from Winnipeg. She might actually get a little bit of rain. We actually had a little rain last night. Amaro is here from Belgium. No idea how warm or cold, just nice and sunny. And we'll see you soon, Anne. She's also, and Susan, from Frankfurt. She's also coming to the Needlebinding Festival. We'll talk about the Conan O'Brien thing in a minute. Albert is here. Raymond's got all the details. Okay, well, you can sneak a peek in chat or wait till Karl gets here because Karl was, Karl gave Conan a ride for his money. Don't rush my Saturday, it's only 11 a.m. in Winnipeg. Torben's been pouring concrete and made front door steps and built some Duplos with a soul harvest from Aurelius 5. So not only can he play with concrete, but he can play with Legos. Last week was, yes, 2+2+2 Russian stitch. The stitch that we're going to do today is Rådmansö, which is Finnish 1+3, but you do the thumb stitch a little different than you would if it was Mamman. Today we are working on Amazon 2+17.4 over 4, says Torben. That sounds like a yarn thickness. Oh, and I see Max is having a doctor's appointment today, mostly for kidney transplant, and a day later for ultrasound for cancer. Echocardiogram, bone density scan, and that's about it with blood test. We're hoping for the best results. And Albert is on puppy watch this weekend. Okay. Well, I have not nearly as much to check up as you, but I do get a shot of cortisone for my... Okay, do you ever do this? Look at this. It's stuck. I was trying to take my glasses off my head, and now my hair is stuck in my glasses. Ow, ow, ow. I think I just ripped my hair out trying to get to it, but fine, we're good. Okay, let's play on the wonderful table here. I see people have been playing with runes. So this is what I did. I finished today with the embroidery class. That is upside down. There. I don't know what the historical accuracy is or when the date for French knots are, but that's what those are, the little dots. I like the look of it. This is just as a gift that's being given to somebody. It's going to go in a frame. Although I can see now that I've gotten all of the white stuff melted off with water, I want to put some more dots in there, there. I want to fill in some of these pieces with a little bit more dots, but otherwise it's pretty much done. This is for my boss for her birthday. She turned a lot more than me. Not too much more, but anyway. So that was today. I guess this kind of counts as a yellow project because the dots are yellow. They're plant dyed yellow, and this is plant dyed green with tansy and iron pot. For Karl's poison today, we have the other Audra beer. Burmistrus, Aldus, Burmistru, Soderusis, more Judas. No, I don't know how you say Judasis. Brandinstas Rusius. You know, it doesn't matter how I pronounce it. It's going to be more fun watching Karl try to pronounce this. But this is the fun part, Torben. It's going to be another good night for you. How much alcohol do you see in there? 7.0. Here he comes. All right, I'll show my stitch and then you're good to go, Karl. Did you bring your glass? These are the colors I used on the embroidery, by the way. Okay. You're getting ready to go. You can sit on this side or the other side. It's up to you, but they'll probably hear you better on this side. Okay, so this is the stitch. I have to just clean up my yarn here. I can only do a little bit because, like I said, I killed my wrists or I killed my arm with tendonitis this week, so I can only stitch a little bit. Shouldn't be doing it all, but hey. So Karl, Raymond couldn't help but notice your face on Conan O'Brien. So that cat's out of the bag. You'll have to tell about that in a little bit. I'll read it.
Probably shouldn't unless the program has actually been sent.
Yeah, has it actually been sent or did you just see a preview, by the way? When is the program being sent, Raymond? And then we'll find out. Otherwise, that might be a conversation for next week.
Yeah, or sometime later.
Yeah, we can at least run. Well, obviously we can say what he saw. But let's see if I can see my fingers here. So, do I have this backwards? Yes, I have this backwards. I tried to do a round start with this, but this was not a fun stitch to do a round start in. Okay, so this is also finished 1 plus 3. So you have 1 on the thumb, and then you take 3 behind. So 1, 2, 3. If you can see that there. But instead of going under that one, you're going over the thumb loop and then under this one. So like that. That would be the difference. And then you take it off your thumb and tighten it. Of course, I forgot that I'm attaching it to the previous loop because I noticed this took a lot to go through. So 1, 2, 3 underneath. Do I have 3 there? Yeah. I have Viking fingernails today, Karl. And then under this one. But you've been fighting today, Karl.
No, I haven't.
Haven't you? No, you were talking about fighting techniques and making Greg do all the work for you. Was that right?
Something to that effect.
I only got to see part of it. Let's see. So 1. No, connect first. Sorry. I forgot I do it around start. 1, 2, 3. Hopefully you can see that. Yep. Then you go forward, but you do not go under that. You go over this one and under.
Some other thing you probably shouldn't be talking about.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to. I was just talking about the fighting techniques. Let's see. Because we like to make Greg do fighting while we dictate what he does. So 1, 2, 3. So this is pretty much just like Mom, and the only difference is this thumb loop here. You don't go under it, you go over it and around. And that's it. And this is Rådmansö. I might be pronouncing it wrong because it's spelled Swedish letter in Swedish, the O with 2 dots. So R-A with a circle over it, D-M-A-N-S, and O with 2 dots over it. Swedish letters. 1, 2, 3. This yarn shows up really well. This is some plant dyed stuff from Lila a couple years ago. And that's it, but I know I took 1,000,000 stitches just to get around in a circle here.
Was it Rådman or Rödman?
No, it's Rådman, R-O, not R.
That would be something along the lines of a city manager.
Ah, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking Rådman is an advisor.
It's a non-elected public official that is appointed, and very often they are a lot more powerful than the politicians. While a red man would be a red man.
No, it's not a red man. It was a Rådmansö. Or Finnish 1 + 3. That's going to try to loosen it up to see if you can see a little better. But this is the front side. Looks kind of like that. And the wrong side pretty much looks the same in a different direction. It kind of looks like a York variant.
I also don't know if the Swedish have the same system, and if they do, if they call it the same thing. So, Rådman, in Swedish, it might be a man you can afford.
That could be. Turn it around so you can see you. En man du har råd till. A man you have, you can afford. All right, Karl, I'll catch up. But this is your beer. We've already talked about it. First, I want you to pronounce last week's beer. Do you remember? The banana one, that mix of banana Guinness that you thought was so wonderful. You were giggling.
Bierzicki?
Bierzicki? Is that it, Audra? Yep, you were giggling for the rest of the night. It was so funny. All right.
No, very excited about this one.
Now pronounce this one. This one looks a little easier. There's no special letters.
Brumistro.
Burmistro. Come sit a little closer to me, then you don't have to look at a garbage can.
Sudrussi.
Yeah? That's the one I was reading as Judas,
Sudrussis?
but it's not Judas.
Judasis.
Yeah?
Brantinas Rusiskua.
Okay, now Audra, you have to write how he did. We'll show it one more time for the people that are trying to see what you're pronouncing. What did you say? Burmistro? Sudrusis? You said Jud, you went Norwegian with a J? Judasis? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
And then-
how do you not go Norwegian with a J?
Because in English we'd say J. And then Brandintas Rusios. I don't know. Drink it up. So, okay, let's see how it pours. But you're not going to get much sound. I'm going to turn it on you so I can read up a little on chat.
Is this how the old milk bottles used to be?
Yeah.
I'm not old enough for those milk.
You don't know how to open that bottle?
No, bloody
The old milk bottles used to be? No. Let's see. I might still be zoomed here. I see. No, I'm not. This is too complex. How long should we make him suffer? Hey.
Are you telling me that you know?
Yes, I do. This is kind of fun watching you.
At least give me a hint.
Torben says, let's see. Never mind the name. Drink it. All right.
Okay.
Even with my bad arms, I can do it. Are you feeling embarrassed? Okay. I have to put it a little closer to you. Maybe they can hear you because the bike.
Do I smell banana again?
Do you smell like banana?
I think I do.
Oh, it does kind of smell banana. Let me turn it around so they can hear you. Karin, help the man, it says. Okay, here, then they can hear you better because, again, microphone doesn't like the other direction.
Looks kind of like the
I
other
could even
one.
open it with bad wrists, bad arms. It's actually not my wrist, it's my shoulder that ended up getting a shot of cortisone. It's got a good color to it, like a reddish. Bottoms up, Karl. Are you
This
mov-
is very, very similar to the other one.
Are you moving to Lithuania?
I might have to.
Is
Is there
Lithu-
any demand for Vikings in Lithuania?
Any demands for Vikings in Lithuania, Audra? Everything's better in Lithuania. She's got good cheese. She makes beautiful dinas. She's been doing embroidery too. She does lots of beautiful things. Yep. Think Karl's moving in with you. Karl's getting drunk again tonight, aren't you?
This is so similar that if I thought I don't think I could tell this one and the other one apart really.
So now you have to, you know what you're getting out of tax-free then, basically. How
Yeah.
much can you bring alcohol into the country of Norway per person now? What is the toll or limit or whatever?
I don't know. I've always bought hard liquor instead of beer. It's just recently that I'm even considering beer as a.
But you can bring a certain amount of beer depending on the percentage, a certain amount of wine, and a certain amount
The
of...
problem is that this beer might be
spirits.
wine by Norwegian law.
That's what I was thinking. But I can't
Because
drink, I can't,
We can be kind of stupid.
I can't drink beer and wine, so I would, you can take my quota in as well. But I can't remember. I thought it was something like only one bottle of spirits. So like if you were going to get vodka, you could only get one vodka, maybe 2 beers and 2 wines, or 4 beers and 2
No,
wines.
it's more than. If it is beer by Norwegian standard,
Hmm.
it's something like 12 or 24 or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We'll put here and I'll read you a bit more. So let's see what Raymond wrote about Conan here so that you know what he's seen at least, because that much is obviously able to be revealed. Raymond says the sneak peek for Conan O'Brien's show with a couple familiar faces. He wrote a little something before that actually, I think. Yeah, no, that was the one. And then he wrote a little bit more. Conan has a new show. One of the episodes he visits Gudvangen where these Viking Nalbinding videos are streamed from. This we can confirm. And it's also Sunday where he's at right now. Let's see what else he might have wrote. Do you remember the name of that show? Because that's he's obviously got that on there. Is it, it's a travel show now that Conan O'Brien's doing. It's not his nighttime.
We do this kind of things quite often. And it's kind of standard that we are not allowed to talk about it before the ones who make it talk about it.
Yep.
So,
So what he's writing in here has obviously been on there. Yes, there was a teaser on YouTube a day or so ago. It was checking it and the Vikings had any Nalbinding on. And I'm like, hang on, that's Greg and Karl. Okay, so it's not out. We can't say what's in it then. But we can say that it's being advertised. And Raymond or someone's going to have to post a link as soon as. So that's as much as we know. And he said, oh, this is quite cute. Audra says, I like smile on Karl's face. It's a very happy, please give me more beer like this face. I think you could actually make a lot of money off of Karl. I think you could buy it for whatever price you normally pay and charge him double, and he will happily say, take my money.
the double of Lithuanian price would probably still be a lot less than Norwegian price.
Quadruple it. Let's see. So yes, that we can confirm. Karl has met Conan O'Brien, and there's a travel show, but you'll have to check out on YouTube, and maybe we can talk about it next week then, a little bit more. But that was one of the big filming projects.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. And we don't even know if Karl liked him or not, because we can neither confirm nor deny this. You're going to have to watch. Det är nog att Karl är förnöjd och she's just happy that you're happy. Hey, hey. Du har funnit nålen mitt, yay! Det var man. I lost my needle and she found it. I didn't even know it was missing. Jag visste att den manglade, men jag visste inte att jag missade den. That was my bone needle. This is one of the rune ones. This is the moose. But it's starting to get a little yellowish. I don't know if you can see that there. That's just from being used a lot. It starts kind of polishing as you wear it. I'm also bringing Runa's needles to the Needle Binding Festival, 9 of them. They're wooden ones, but his are going to be like this long. I think he's got 2 that are shorter, but the other ones are this long and maybe a little longer. And some have 2 eyes and some have 1. But I suspect, I'm sure there's going to be needle binding needles there anyway, but I suspect his are going to be of the longest sort because people like me love long needles, and so other people around Gudvangen start using long needles too. And I don't know if it's that common for people to use long needles anywhere else. Whereas Runa is in Georgia. Not the state, Georgia the country.
Yeah.
You think he's coming back?
Yeah.
Yeah. He and Louisa went traveling to Georgia. Tbilisi, I believe, and more. So hopefully he comes back soon, because you and I are ditching this popsicle stand next weekend. Next weekend we're in Denmark.
Yeah, and he is back next week.
Yeah. So you'll have to send with us from Denmark, but you won't have to stay for the whole thing.
He's almost back next week, and he is back right after next week.
So my thought is maybe when we're in Denmark, Needle Binding Festival, where we're getting our geek on completely, and Karl here gets some completely overloaded with yarn and fiber. Maybe we just shove some beer at you first, see how you like it, and then let you go. Unless you want to hang around and do all the needle binding stuff at the end.
Do you want me aggressively drunk at the Needle Binding Festival?
Oh yeah. Who else wants to see him? Runa's sister says Nora Huntebacke. I think he's back. He's back before we leave, isn't he?
He's supposed to be working on the 29th.
There you go. And Karl and I are not here on the 29th.
After we leave, but
barely, because I think the festival is. It's on the Saturday and Sunday is the festival. We arrived to Denmark on Friday. Probably spend all day trying to figure out where the heck the B&B I booked is, and then we leave early Monday morning because I have to get back before my kids are done with school. So that will be. So Runa should be there by then. Yeah. Anne says, "Oh my, I'm gonna have to rob a bank for all the nice things you're bringing." I was gonna try to get patterns. I wanted to try to make patterns for things like this, but if I have any patterns whatsoever, it's gonna have to be, here's the yarn, here's the pattern, here's the fabric, here's a needle. Go on YouTube and figure out how to stitch the damn thing. Because I can just say use stem stitch around and use French knots or something, or use chain stitch in the middle. But I don't have time to write it all up. I haven't been able to get around to that. So, but I don't know. That was the idea, is to bring some of those, so we will see how effective I am this week, and how effective the cortisone in my arm is going to be. I did a bad thing with my wrists. Let's see. Torben says, on a scale from 1 to 5, how many Hallgrim the Half-Orcs would you give this beer, Karl? Emoji, emoji, emoji. Come sit over here. There's a better view, so we don't have to look at the trash can.
4.7.
Come here. 4.72? 4.72 Hallgrim the Half-Orcs. That's it? Here, come all the way down so you can face it this way then. There we go. You can sit here. Musical chairs. I have to do this before he's had too much beer. There, now you got a better view behind you. It was bad looking at a trash can. And then I can read. Okay.
We do have trash cans.
We do, but that is so much.
Even segregated into 3 sections, so you can throw away your plastic, rest of fall, and food.
Yep, but everybody's convinced that you're sitting with a green screen behind you. Not everybody, but people ask that a lot, actually. Is that a green screen? No, it's the real thing. So if
You
you're going
should
to sit with
probably
this...
try that in the winter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we should actually, but that would involve actual work.
Well, and also it couldn't be green because I would be a disembodied head.
That would be worth it. That would be so worth it to do. Okay. No, I just thought the view was better with you in it, of course. No, instead of the plain building. We can see the plain buildings in the winter. Let's see. Max is using the Oslo stitch round and making it very tight. I like the Oslo stitch when it is needle tensioned. I think it looks really cool. I like the Oslo stitch anyway. That's, oh, I don't have my, maybe I do have my hood. Let's see. Yes, I do. Not my hood, my cowl. This is Oslo stitch. And I do like it, but this is thumb tensioned. But when it's needle tensioned, it's so cool. So I think that'll be wonderful. And I'm probably going to find some yarn there. So I'm hoping my suitcase, which is now going to be completely full and heavy with books in it, is going to be out of books and full of yarn. I'm taking, we only have, so the Mervy Pisanen books with one needle. They didn't have them in the shop over there. Mervy's not coming and says I can just go ahead and bring them. So we have some, so we can sell them through our web shop, but to pick up in person. We ordered, I don't know how many we ordered, but we have 12 left. I'm leaving 5 in the shop and I'm taking 7 with me. But that means I only have 7 of those books. They're in English. And then I have the Nalbinding one with the fingers up in the clouds. But that one has a French and a German version, French/German version. It's one book with both languages. And that one has only usually been seen in English and Swedish.
Because the French and the Germans go along famously and can easily share a book.
No problem. School. No, it's written in 2 languages. The one is written in Swedish and English because the Swedes and the English can get along.
Actually, yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. So you have like the picture, and then underneath the picture it says Swedish, and then underneath that it says English. And so the French one is done the same way. You got the picture, and then you got French, and then you got German.
This might be my brain not working, but I can't remember at any time that Sweden and England has been at war.
Sweden doesn't usually like to go to war.
They were pretty happy with it back in the day.
Oh, okay.
But they generally keep fighting the Finnish, the Russians, us, and most of the rest of Europe during the 30-year war, but then they were Protestant, just like the English, so they wouldn't be fighting each other. In the Napoleonic War, the Swedes ended up on the not Napoleon side, which is obviously the preferable side to be on.
Well, the German and the French one was, people didn't know that it was made, and I can see why, because it's privately published. So that one nobody had, so I think we put a bunch online and they went right away, and so I'll bring those with. They're like real thin though. And then Randi Stoltz's book, because we have a bazillion million of those, because Randi Stoltz is one of our own Vikings that writes one. But hers is only in Norwegian, but I will bring with a crap ton of those.
It's been a while since the last time I saw her now.
Yeah, she's not able to get around as much as she used to. So, and she's been doing a lot more tablet weaving lately, by the way. She does amazing, amazing tablet weaving. But I'll bring her books along, even though they're in Norwegian, because the Danish can read Norwegian.
She gave me a bookmark based on detail from the Nordfjord man.
Yeah?
He is, I believe he is right before the Viking Age, migration era type burial thing with... it's kind of in the style that you like with, it is not petroglyphs, but it is kind of petroglyph-like.
Ah, is it like the one that we used to have in the textile house with like an outline of a boat, sort of, and one was a reindeer. It's like red and white. And the red was outlined, but not quite petroglyph, but...
Blue and white, if I remember correctly, but I put
You need to find that. I need to see that.
I put it in a book.
You idiot.
And I have so many books, I don't know where it is.
Okay, it's time for you to actually finish. I'm not the only one that has to move. You still got stuff in a place you haven't lived in 2.5 years.
Yeah, I also have stuff in a place I haven't lived in like 5 years.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, but by the way, who is Randi Stoltz?
She is kind of an accepted expert on tablet weaving. She makes museum quality replicas of things. She used to be here a lot.
Yeah, she used to be here all the time. She's from Bergen.
Then she caught fire, and since I haven't seen her much.
She didn't catch fire. Well, she did actually catch fire.
She did actually catch fire.
That was one of the first times I've met you. Okay, so this story gets just even more fun. So they're sitting around a fire. This is just before I arrived to Gudvangen for the weekend. And because I was coming with my kids after school, I get here around 10. I don't know. So they're all cozying up around a fire, and she's got this wonderful yellow wool apron dress. And an ember flies off and lands in her lap, I guess. But you saw this? You witnessed this actually happening? I've only seen the aftermath, which was a hole.
I don't think that's how it happened. I think she was standing too close to one of the braziers that we used to have behind the chieftain hall.
Yeah, it was somewhere over there, that's for sure.
But that year I also caught fire like twice, so it was very cold.
This Viking's on fire.
So down there,
How did you catch on fire?
This used to be our entrance. We had a shop in that one,
Yeah.
and I was manning the shop, and we had a gas-powered oven. You know, the ones that are both electrical and gas.
Yep.
And I didn't know that anybody had lit the gas. I thought it was just going on of electrical power. So I am kind of
The roosters are fighting.
putting my cloak around myself and the oven, so I have a heated tent. That works fine as long as it's only electrical, but when the gas is on, it kind of burns the hole right through your cloak.
Okay, and so how did you, and Randy did this in a similar way, but not with the...
No, I don't think Randy did the same thing. I think she was just standing too close to a brazier.
Yeah. And that's when I showed up with a cat in each hand in a kitty litter, in a kitty carrier. Welcome to Gudvangen. What did I say to you, Karl? I didn't realize this was the first time I met Karl.
Well, this wasn't me, it was Anders. And,
Oh yeah, because Anders was sitting there, and Anders the blacksmith and I, we've known each other a lot longer than I've known you.
I didn't know that I knew each other at all, because I've seen both of them, but I've seen them separately. So when she walks right up to Anders and says, "Hey, do you want to cut my pussy?" I thought that, okay, this American lady might not have all of her marbles.
And Anders is like, "Sure, come on." I didn't realize though that was the first impression Karl had of me. Little did you know. No, I thought that...
And the first impression I have of you, that I know that I've dealt with you before this.
Yeah.
But the first impression I have of you, where I start to think, okay, maybe she's not completely all there, is when you spontaneously hugged my father the first time you met him.
Oh, that was a while after I knew you, though. No, your father's so cute. Your father's cute. I gave him a big hug. Karl comes up to me, and I'm sitting here braiding hair frantically in a tent, like right over there anyway. And Karl comes up, and he's like, I'm sorry, we have to do a Karl impersonation here. Let's see, a little bit higher up. Let's see, something like that. Yep. And this is my father. I don't know Karl very well. Why is he introducing me to his father? I don't even work here yet. I'm just a volunteer. So I'm like, oh, hi. Apparently I scored a few points with your father though.
Yeah, no, he loves it. He commented on it right after. He said, Karl, that American lady, she is very affectionate, isn't she? And I said, yep, I guess so.
No, but you didn't know till like 5 years later, I guess.
No, I didn't take you home to him until 5 years later.
No. I remember if anybody got a hug from you before maybe 6 months after the lockdown, they were like, oh my God, Karl hugged me.
Yeah. And who has never had corona?
No, you haven't actually. You haven't had it yet.
No.
No, we had, I think, 2 more. Most of the employees hadn't gotten it here yet. Greg got it first, and that was, I don't know, a couple of months before me. I got it in September. Just now, September 2022.
Yep.
And then a couple more people got it.
Yeah, we just...
Like about a month ago? Within the last month anyway, but they're over it now. But there's still, you and Runa haven't gotten it. And I don't know, that's about it, yeah.
Now, this is what I'm saying. You should focus your hugging on the people that really matter. Don't go around and hug everybody.
Yeah. Now, the first time I remember meeting Karl, we were here for God of War, doing a stunt here. They were having their release party of their PlayStation 4 version. I have no idea. Anyway, and this building was just built. And the building behind me was just built. And this one was just built, the big hall. And they were still natural wood color. They weren't stained yet. And so I walk in there, and then I see Karl in there trying to blacksmith. And that's when I remember meeting you for the first time.
So you saw me blacksmithing in 2018?
Yeah, you and Tamagierde and Anders were in there.
Yeah.
With a brand new shiny fan that...
I hate to admit it, but both of those two guys are a hell of a lot better at blacksmithing than I am.
Yep. So I chose you, apparently, 6 years after that.
I'm guessing that's not based on my blacksmithing skills.
No, it's 5 years after that, 4 years, something like that. No, anyway, he just
No,
looked creeped out by me, so I like to shock the crap out of him. Let's see though, I'm ignoring everybody. Should we read while we watch you drink more? Okay. There we go, Karl. So if you're gonna speak, you're gonna have to speak a little louder. Oh no, Audra, he drank it all. He looks all upset. Okay. Oops, I scrolled a little too far back. Catching up. Oh, is the hat going off yet, Karl?
Next sip it's going to fall off.
The next sip, it's gonna fall off. Okay, yeah, no, so yeah, I'm excited for what Raymond caught. You'll have to send a link or post a link when that's up, because I'm not even sure where the heck that is. I didn't even know what show it was until Karl did some searching and thought he might have found it. But I did see Karl swinging a sword. It was just a preview, but he saw you swinging a sword. Were you swinging a sword?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm in this one, by the way. Maybe I'm spinning some wool in the background, but I'm not nearly as entertaining as Karl. Roger's here, by the way, says good morning, Karin and Karl, and to the rooster. Yeah, the two roosters were having a little bit of a cockfight behind us.
So
They've been chasing each other all day. One of them chases the other one away.
Yes, and the only reason it actually works and none of them are soup yet is because one of them is a coward. So they are not actually fighting. The one just chases
Yeah.
the other one away.
Yep. No, that's true, actually. It is one chasing the other one up a fence or something. So, then...
As soon as one of them, as soon as the coward finds his courage, one of them probably have to be soup.
Yeah. This one, by the way, Audra says this, let's see, which word do I, yeah. This one that I've been reading as Judas means black. So that's probably your beer color for you. It is a very dark beer. It's not quite Guinness, though.
Recycle the bottle and don't be pregnant.
Recycle the bottle and don't be pregnant. Is that what you just said?
Yep.
It says, oh, because it says right there, don't be pregnant. Okay. Raymond, yep, this is what Raymond knows as I do. You get glass water bottles with lids like this. Yeah, because you can reuse them. I have homebrew wine and something like that too. That I got from Jonas, some guy from Sweden.
Too young to have experience with this, but
I'm sorry, you said what?
actually quite an ingenious system.
You're too young to have experience with this, but you admire this system?
Yep.
Are you making a pun at the girl who is 3 years older than you? That knows how to open a bottle with that very difficult...
I probably had this a little bit longer in America than in Norway, but I don't remember milk bottles.
Well, I do remember milk bottles, but it wasn't. We didn't order ours that way. It was my grandfather. By the way, I can't help but notice that you don't have much left in that glass. There goes the hat. And who's with me? Did you hear Karl slur?
This is 0.5% milder than the one I drank drunkenly.
This is 0.5% milder than the one you drunk drunkenly?
Yep.
Yeah, well, okay. Let's see.
So I should be 0.5% less drunk.
Albert says, both beers I need to hunt down. Roger says, a beer that smells like banana. Something is wrong. What is wrong? Is it wrong to have a beer that smells like banana?
You would think so, but no.
No?
And this goes for both beer and pizza and everything in the universe. Banana, okay. Mango, no.
Banana kind of fits with the color of the month, the yellow. For the those of you who are doing the color of the month challenge, make something with the color yellow in it. Doesn't have to be 100% color or 100% yellow, but it to have yellow in it. Doesn't have to be null-bound. Could be anything. I can speak, and I didn't even drink. Let's see. Moving up. Oh my! I have to. Oh yeah, I have to rob a bank for all the nice things you're bringing. Says Anne. I think there's going to be a lot of fun things there, though. I'm expecting to not have any. I think my entire paycheck's going to get spent on yarn, which is good because I don't have any yarn. Do I, Karl?
Where are we sleeping these days, woman?
We're sleeping in the yarn pile. No, we're surrounded by boxes of yarn. Torben says everything is above 4.0 is considered okay. Everything above 4.0 is considered okay. Raymond says, now we can see the waterfall and landslide background, which is much better than the rubbish bin. See, Australia approves. And this is your sheep herder, by the way. and a smiley, happy Karl in the background. See? Waterfall, Karl, mountains, green screen. No, not green screen. This would totally make our former boss happy. A Viking and a mountain.
Before we built that thing, you could also see the fjord from here.
Yeah, but then everybody kind of comes waving through the doors, so now most people on the fjord are just taking selfies. Oh, Torben says, remember to push the like button, people. That's right. I'm horrible at saying that. Push like and subscribe and leave a comment, and I will hopefully get to the comments soon. But I see them pop up on my notifications. I think one of my favorite last ones was big summer blowout, laugh out loud. I saw that comment on there. What are we going to get Karl to say today? He's still got a little bit of ways before we're ready.
I know the Belgians are getting a lot of credit for their bear.
Yeah?
If you want Roger to have a really happy conversation about something, talk to him about a Belgian bear, because he really loves the stuff.
Belgian beer. Okay. Well, Anne is from Belgium.
The Lithuanians are not really famous for their beer, are they? Probably they should be.
I think the Lithuanians are now famous for their beer, thanks to you. At least their banana beer, anyway. Anne says, speaking of Belgium, tomorrow, Viking market in Waterloo. Vikings meeting Napoleon. What do you think?
I kind of hate to say it, but I think Napoleon would probably win.
That's blasphemy from a Norwegian. Or?
The thing is that even muskets, if you think completely objectively, and you assume that everybody just uses their brain and psychology is not a factor, the Vikings will plow the field with him.
Okay.
Because his muskets are not effective enough to actually reduce the numbers of the Vikings sufficiently on the time it would take them to get close to him. And in close combat, they would just murder him. The problem is psychology. The thing that happens to you when a volley of musket fire tears through your unit and murders basically everybody in the first two ranks and most of the people in the third rank is so devastating that you just can't continue running. So if the Vikings were completely objective, their bows can shoot a hell of a lot faster than Napoleon's muskets. They have the same effective range. They are even a little bit more precise than Napoleon's muskets. And you would probably have a higher kill ratio on the bowman than you would have on the musketeer. But the muskets are so horrendously freaky.
Okay.
This is in military theory. They call this the bigger bang theory.
The Bigger Bang Theory.
The thing is, the Americans kind of discovered this in Iraq. If they show up with Bradley armored personnel carrier, it has a small gun that can shoot very precisely and kill a bunch of people, but it just goes boop, 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 and you have a lot of dead Iraqis. The Iraqis keep fighting because they're not freaked out.
Yeah.
But if they show up with the M1 Abrams, it just goes boom! And it might kill one Iraqi in the next county, but all the other ones freak out because of the big boom.
So it's the Big Boom Theory.
It's the Bigger Bang Theory. It's not the most efficient weapon that wins the battle, it's the noisiest one.
Okay. Nella says, by the way, that Sweden has actually attacked Finland. It is the last time Sweden has been involved in military action. I'm guessing that went really well for Finland.
The Finnish. Somebody made a statistic for the Second World War. Who has the most effective soldiers and who has the least effective soldiers. They made a ranking of every country that was involved, and it basically goes Finland on the very top to Italy on the very bottom. And I think the calculation was that one Finnish soldier is worth like 11 Italian soldiers. I don't think this is completely fair to the Italians because they are both good and bad.
Yeah.
You have Italians fighting on both sides during the Second World War, both on the Allied side and on the Mussolini side. And generally speaking, both of them have horrendously bad morale and don't really care unless they are fighting each other. Then they have the best morale that you will ever see in the Second World War. They are super motivated.
Okay, they're sounding a bit more treacherous than I thought.
The only bloody bayonet charge under the entire Second World War was Finnish on Finnish.
Oh, yeah?
You basically have two units. I don't remember exactly where this was,
Let's
but
turn
you
this
have
on, yeah.
three
So I can hear you better.
Italian on Italian, I mean.
Yeah.
You have three Italians. They're probably fighting under General Patton. Fighting local Italians that are still loyal to Mussolini. And both of them are super motivated. In the Second World War, trying a bayonet charge is something that just will get you killed. There is no way to survive this because their weapons are super precise compared to back when bayonets were actually a viable option. But they are so motivated and they are so angry with each other that they actually tried this. And both sides are running low on ammunition. So I believe it was the Allied Italians that basically decides that, okay, mount bayonet and charge! So they do that because they think that the Mussolini Italians, just like themselves, are out of ammunition.
Yeah.
They are almost completely out of ammunition, but the operative word is almost. So when they are getting close, the Italians on the fascist side have still some ammunition left. So they fire some bullets in their general direction. So they get down. And then they just lie like 10 meters apart, throwing stones at each other for the rest of the day until the sun goes down. And then they just withdraw and fight normally from then on. But
Yeah.
the amount of bravery it takes to mount bayonets and charge during the Second World War is it's almost mind-blowing to me.
Raymond says on November 17th, 1810, Sweden declared war on its ally, the United Kingdom, to begin the Anglo-Swedish War. Can I read that right? To begin the Anglo-Swedish War. I'm standing a little too far back. Although no fighting ever took place and there were no casualties, it was Napoleon's fault. What do you think?
I didn't know about that. It sounds about right, but
I think we'll give one to the sheep herder. You may have stumped the drunk man. No.
No, it's
Yeah?
exactly when was it?
1810. If I can see that correctly from here. Yeah. On November 17th, 1810, Sweden declared war on its ally, the United Kingdom, to begin the Anglo-Swedish War. Although no fighting ever took place and there were no casualties, it was Napoleon's fault.
Yeah, it's probably true, but it sounds very odd.
I like it. It's not Viking, though, so you know.
Because
And Albert says, of course, it was the French fault.
1810 would be late Napoleonic War era.
Yeah?
I think the tables pretty much have turned against Napoleon at this point. It's before Waterloo, that's 1814. But
There it says we're adorable. And then Torben had to go because the soul harvester demanded his food by everybody. And remember, don't look up. Should we look up? Up. It's actually a pretty nice day.
is the soul harvester what he calls his kid?
Yeah, he's got a new name for everyone. But he's going to have a new kid soon. Really soon, by the way. Like, look at how happy he looks. You have to bring more banana stuff. He's completely empty. And I'm bringing you with me to the doctor after this, not because you need it, but because I need a shot. So, good thing you're not driving. I'm gonna drive myself with a sore arm to get another shot of cortisone.
It's not like I could drive, no matter how sober I am. So.
No, he can't. He has no depth perception. Max is.
I don't have a license to drive.
No,
I
that's
can
true.
drive your car, woman. It's
Yeah, but
not
I don't
that,
want you to crash it either.
It's just that it's highly illegal because I don't have the papers to prove that I can do it.
Okay, that's okay. You can hold. You can. You have a license to shoot weapons,
No,
or
I
not
don't.
shoot weapons. Sword wielding. No.
No.
No. Oh God, we're going to hell in a handbasket
The
here.
only type of paper I have is that I have båtførerprøver.
He's getting drunker and drunker by the minute. Max says I made the second round start with the same method and stitch, but I was sure what I can make. I made the second round start with the same stitch and method. I wasn't sure what can I make? Maybe mittens, socks, or something else. I think. Well, this one is.
So again, this is Lithuanian, not Latvian.
It's Lithuanian. I kept screwing it up.
Yep.
It's because of the LT abbreviation that I keep wanting to mix
Do
up
we have
Latvia
any
and Latvian.
Lithuanian Vikings?
Yeah, Audra.
Vikings that come here regularly.
Audra was here. She just delivered you that.
Yes, I know, but I need more of them. I need an actual pipeline.
Audra, come back is what he's basically saying. Karl misses you.
Because I know we have Latvians, but that's not the same thing.
No, but that's Liga Pavel are Latvians, and then we have the other Latvian Vikings. That
Pavel is Polish, Liga is Latvian.
Liga is Latvian, Pavel is Polish, but the other Latvian Vikings, they live in Bergen.
So when they meet each other,
Oh God. Anyway, this is going to be just a little pouch. That's one of the easiest things to do with the round start. Our little one, you can make just a round pouch. You can make a round pouch. You can make it as wide as you want, and you don't need much, tall as you want. So, but this I have to tighten now.
when we are in Denmark, we are a lot closer to Latvia than we are now.
You're just looking for beer. Here, we got some more here. Oh, I gotta catch up. Albert says, when you were born, when were you born, Karl? Because my mom had those types of bottles. I guarantee you Albert's mom is younger than you.
It is possible, but I'm not likely.
1975.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So 1975. I was born in 1972. But I know there was always milk bottles like delivered on a step, but I'm pretty sure that was from my grandfather's generation or when my mother was a kid at least. If you, let's see. Oops. Thing goes in front of the way. Oh, Lyra did finish her yellow. It should be on Instagram. I have to check Instagram. I did get to see Kiwi's shawl that started, or it's actually going to be a blanket, but right now it's perfect shawl size in the Oslo stitch. Oh my God, that must take it forever. It's her mood shawl, so she does like a different line for different color for different mood for each day. It is looking so cool. That thing has got to be super thick and warm too. You could use it as a rug, I bet, but it is really cool looking, and I'm looking forward to seeing the yellow one on Instagram. That Ashley did. Roger says, are bananas native to Arctic Norwegian region? Ha ha ha. We just want you to get pissed off and angry.
Well, the thing with bananas is that when you harvest them, they are green.
Yeah.
And then you have to move them for a while before they get the yellow, fluffy taste that you are used to. So bananas that taste like bananas are native to everywhere where bananas don't grow, basically.
He also says, by the way, Roger says, if you have green screen, then Karl's green cloak would be invisible and Karl would look naked?
No, I would look like a disemboweled head.
Disemboweled head, did you say?
Disembodied head.
I like disemboweled head. Maybe Belgian chocolate with the beer, writes Max. Baby Belgian chocolate with beer. Or no, maybe Belgian chocolate with beer. There's a correction in there. Do you want baby Belgian or maybe Belgian? I think Belgian chocolate, we got to get Belgian chocolate.
Yeah, no,
Norwegian chocolate's pretty good, though.
Belgian beer is good too, but it's not this good.
You have a box of Belgian truffles in the fridge.
Yeah.
Those are really good. Those are dangerously good. Nella says, one Finnish soldier is worth 10 Soviet soldiers.
Maybe even a little bit more based on the results of the Winter War.
Yeah. Shepherdess, by the way, welcome back, says, gosh darn it, I end up showing up too late. Glad I caught some of it this anyway. Oh, yeah, no, you're fine. We still got about 2 more minutes. And I think I'm still catching up anyway. And, oh, pretty dog back there. It looks like my kind of dog. Yeah, that dog is named Fenris. That is Johannes's dog. He's in some of the pictures you can see around on, I think I have some on the Facebook page for Viking Valley anyway. Johannes photographs really well. He almost looks chieftainly with a big white beard, and he could give Georg a run for his money, a younger version, but because of all the white beard and the fluff and the fur and the hair. Let's see. Roger says Napoleon had some unfinished business. Jeez, yeah, I see what you did there. And Nella, the Finlander, says the Swedish attack Finland was or is the only solution, and the League of Natives gave that actually, and the League of Nations gave that actually had any power, not powder. And Raymond says you have the license to thrill, laugh aloud. And Albert says his mother was born in 1969, so she's actually 3 years older than me.
Yep.
She's as old as Runa.
That explains milk
Runa's in
bottles.
1969. Yeah.
Now the earliest milk containers I remember is the 2-liter packages.
The 2-liter packages.
Yeah, that was the standard package of milk until the late 80s. When they started using the 1 liters that look ridiculously tiny to me even today because I'm so used to the big 2-liter ones.
When I was a kid, the American ones, they come in jugs. So this would be, I guess, Europe versus America.
Yeah, you like gallons of everything.
We have everything in gallons. Even our shampoo comes in gallons in the United States. You know, I didn't think much of it. I used to think, oh, we have this wonderful selection, blah, 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 blah. And then I go away for 3 years to live in Norway, and I come back, first trip back, and I forgot to pack my shampoo and conditioner, but it's like no big deal. It's so cheap over there. We'll just go to a store. And there I get into Target. And it's just row upon row upon row. I mean, the whole aisle was just shampoo. And I sat there jet-lagged going. And I finally figured out what the hell to buy 1 hour later. But then we needed ketchup. And it was like the same thing all over again. Row and row and row of ketchup. I'm like, so there you go. Any last words? It still comes in jugs, by the way. Yeah, the milk does in the United States. Now you can get carton too, though. So any last words other than send more Lithuanian beer?
No, we need more Lithuanian beer.
We need more Lithuanian.
Good. That's a good last
Look
one.
how low he's getting on that table over there. Okay, so next week, I'm going to have to try to post this as soon as possible, like early on a Saturday. It'll probably be early on Saturday when I post it, because we don't want to send... I think we're going to wait until after the festival is wrapped up for the day, because there's a lot of people we have to have on YouTube. We have to put Anne on there, we have to put Nella on there, you have to put it. It's coming, says Outer, by the way, your beer. Look how happy you made him. No, we got Maria Lynn Hale. We got a whole bunch of people there that we need to put in front of the camera.
More Latvians.
Lithuanians, it's Lithuanians.
Yeah, Lithuanians. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but you can
Well,
record.
basically, these 3 countries, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, are so close to each other that you can basically just go and shop in the neighboring country. It's no problem.
So today we're no longer attacking Sweden. We're attacking everyone.
This is unarguably true.
Okay.
They are tiny little countries and they're right next to each other. So
in Canada, we have metric jugs. Yep. Well, we don't have metric in the United States, but in Canada, I remember going over there too and getting jugs. And Raymond says, yes, but it's American gallons, 3.78 liters, not the UK gallons, which is 4.55 liters. And then we're back to the whole thing where you equate to say, how many ounces is that? Because Karl didn't understand that there's something called fluid
system?
ounces.
It's so much easier. Everything makes sense and everything is connected to something else.
Bring more beer out. No, but anyway, so we're going to... Okay, go ahead.
1 kilogram is 1 liter of water at the room temperature. How much is a fluid ounce?
So I will post as soon as possible on Saturday when I get a chance. We have to get there first, figure out a schedule with everybody and get everybody on there. But the reason why we want to do the YouTube after is so that the people who are speaking can also show up as well. I think Anella's going to be speaking, Anne will be speaking, etc., so that everybody can kind of show up. And I think we're definitely going to have to give you something to drink first and see how this works.
This is supposed to be not as strong as the other one, right?
It's only 7%. You had the strong one last week. That one was 7.5. This is 7.
I might have eaten less today, possibly.
I'll get it posted as soon as possible. We will go Saturday from the Needle Binding Festival, and it might be a 2-hour one, so Thanks for playing with us, and hopefully my arm is better so I can do some needle binding. If not, I'll be buying a lot more yarn and wishing I could. We'll see. On my arm. See you next week, guys. And thanks for keeping us company, and let's get him over to Bye-bye.
More
You need more Lithuanian Freeman?
Lithuanian Freeman.
We
yes.
need more Lithuanian Freeman.